as we bickering back and forth, all we gonna be doing is giving the show to the motherfuckers enemy that's laughing at us. So I don't want to get them motherfuckers no show. And that's why I'm willing to talk to the Canaan land Moors, cause I be iffy about Moors if they not Taj, if they not C. Freeman Hill, Hakeem Bey, Charles Mosley Bey, I be iffy about them because of the dirty Moors. But I'm not anti-Moor, but I am anti-dirty Moor. And all of the Moors know that there are dirty Moors. That's not a secret, right? And if they know there's dirty Moors, then they shouldn't be offended because I'm not a Moor that I call out the dirty Moors for being some rotten motherfuckers that they are. They just need to clean house. So Angel Bay, that's his job. That's not my job, right? I just have to tell the people where we was infiltrated at. And we was infiltrated by Albert Pike, who portrayed himself as motherfucking George Washington and Adam Weishaupt in order to deceive the people with morals and dogma at the 32-degree Scottish Rite Freemason level, coming in off of a conquistador's Etruscan Moor in cloak and concealed. And the image that we see is not even the real image of the real individual, whether it's the Adam Weishaupt, the George Washington, or the motherfucking Albert Pike. Those are all imposters that's put out as a cat's paw in order to conceal and cover dirty players behind the scenes. They use pale faces to block institutions to keep us from finding out what they was doing. And if we can't find out what they doing, we don't know what course of action to take to resolve the matter. But now that we know what they was doing, what they have done, and what they still was trying to do, and we knew how to overcome those obstacles, this shit is a wrap. So you can go to your George Washington Masonic Memorial, and you can see the phases of all of the dirty Moors who signed the contracts with Europe, with England, France, and Britain in order to subjugate the organic people from this land. All of their phases is there because they said if they surrender their phases and we surrender our feathers and sandals, that we wouldn't know us from them at the end of the 200 years. We disagreed and we was right. They ain't us and we ain't them. They look like us, but they ain't us. They don't love like us. They don't fight like us. They don't do nothing like us. Everything they do is weaponized against us. So I have to talk to anybody who willing to resolve this ugly ass matter we face with. Even if they come in hostile, I still have to endure the hostility in order to try to draw out a cognizant conversation with them in order to solve the problem. The key order of business right now is Big Mama House. That's that black and gold shit. That shit got to be straightened out, and it's going to get straightened out Monday, right? So once that gets straightened out Monday, and they find out that the treaty that was signed 50 years ago between Lord Stones and disciples, and that we was all infiltrated by motherfucking dirty players. And now we reclaiming what we got by connecting with the ones that Big Mama seeing. Big Mama make a motherfucker go upside your head in order to get you right. And then she'll make that motherfucker turn around and be. So Instagram is starting to give me some shit. So we're going to wrap this one up, y'all. But from there. All right. Peace out, y'all. Share the video. Get the information out to the public. Scorpio gang in the house. I see y'all.
Hey, I'm actually Pisces, Libra ascendant, but hey, my son is a Scorpio though.
Hey, it's all the Scorpios in the comments doing their Scorpio thing, you know.
Hey, for real. And I'm working, so my bad if the signal go out a little bit. I work for Amazon. Now I'm working for the Bezos.
Yeah.
But
so
I But I used to be an admin for ISIS's group, you know, and this was before I had saw your live where you were explaining, you know, all the scamming stuff she was doing, and I wasn't really using my discernment because a lot of her followers in her group are really low vibrational people who really don't be using their discernment to really figure out stuff on their own. And you see, I know I'm from the land. You know what I'm saying? My dad, he's from Chicago, and our ancestors come from Mississippi. And when I know my lineage, I know where I come from. When people disrespect that lineage in my line, I can't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? And for her to really come in and try to deceive, and knowing the fact that she constantly tries to preach that go inside yourself, but while still trying to sell a dream, that shit right there is deceitful. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you don't ever really be trying to sell nobody nothing. You don't even be pushing your 3 king shit that much either. You know what I'm saying? So when you come with your information and when you come with what you're talking about, you come authentic, you come real. You know what I'm saying? All the game you get for free from the heart. She don't be giving game like that, bro. And all the stuff that she really do be doing, she be grabbing shit from the community and trying to regurgitate it like she's the high priest, the high oracle, the one that's really talking shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was, like I said, I was in her her admin group and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I could tell the energy in there was a lot of not thinking for themselves as females. And a lot of females gravitate to that big mama because they need they need somebody to kind of hold them, to coddle them. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what we need as people. I don't care if you of my people or you not. You don't need to be coddled. You need to be able to go inside yourself and grab your power and take back what is yours. You know what I'm saying? As far as your bloodline goes. And you know, I've already been hip on the conjuring, the trying to do a certain spell to get this, selling some snake oil for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already peeping the game. And see, I didn't really get on her shit before what's it called? Before last year. I just started seeing her shit from somebody else had posted her. I think it was like the aliens are black. Somebody posted her shit. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, she's saying some shit about the industry, but she was in the industry. So even right there, I was like, well, how much is she really saying that's actually truth, actually factual? You know what I'm saying? So, well, you know, bringing it back, you know, to a lot of what you was talking about, you know what I'm saying, talking about the real dragon underneath the Vatican, you know what I'm saying, how, though, the real enemy and all those different things, you know, I try to, like, you know, I be explaining it to my wife, you know, and she's also up on the shit too. And so when we hear what you talk about the truth, it's like we can't do nothing but just spread it. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing but try to tell our people, even the people that ain't us, you know, the truth. And so, you know, there's a lot of that goes on, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I had to really step away from all that. And I appreciate, you know, you being 100. I appreciate you, what you're doing. I did have a question, though, about, you know, how do we really know our actual indigenous tribe? How do we find that information but without going through like some DNA ancestry? Is it just through the...
Yes, sir.
Right. And once you caught in the religious controversy, the side effect is something called misery. Remember that? Weak and insufficient as thou art and good, O man. There's one thing in which you are firm and fixed, and his name is misery.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. So those are from Unto Thee I Grant, the Economy of Life, which is originally a work done by Amenhotep III that was kept in the archives in Tibet. They got over here because Noble Drew Ali was able to get a message over the water. As you know, he was a merchant marine, as they say, a man that traveled the seas. That just means he learned how to navigate.
Right, he knew how to navigate the seas.
That means he can read the signs and the stars and match them to the shit going on the ground. Right, so when he got a hold of that, he was able to use parts of it to tell the story of what's going on in our community without telling us directly. It's coded.
We got to break that code.
Yeah, it's already broke. Right. So the Moorish Science Temple, going back to the Moorish Temple of Science, then they tried to say it was the Canaanite temple first.
Right.
It wasn't the Canaanite temple because the Canaanite temple was under the Moorish Zionist movement.
Exactly.
But he ain't a Zionist, he a Cherokee High Chief. So now you see that we had to take that shit over. So we had to duel with the Bays and the L's.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bays is the ones that wore the feathers and the L's wore the fezzes. When you go to the Washington Masonic Memorial in D.C., you see all of the responsible parties' fezzes is hanging up in the Masonic temple because them the Moors that made the agreement. You won't find the feathers though.
Right. And what the hell did they try to keep that from being known for? So that we wouldn't really overstand that.
We ain't supposed to know who he is. We supposed to think we came over on ships and be so firmly convinced at this time that we can't stand up for our own self shit.
Exactly. That's where I was coming to. Okay.
But since we know who we are, because we know who Noble Drew Ali was, we know who Empress Verdiasi was, we know who Charles Mosley Bey was, we know who Ravana Bey is, we know who Taj Tariq Bey is, you know, we know who's telling us the corporation is a legal fiction operating in a de facto capacity under the color of law, violating all the laws of their own books. We know that they recruit us to do their criminal activity, then charge us with crimes, which is also against the laws of their own books. Because the government can't commit a crime to arrest you for committing that crime. It's called entrapment.
Got us hustling backwards like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I can't take up all this live rapping with you, but man, I really want to get with. I wish that I could get with you in some kind of way so I could be directed in the right way and speak properly. You know what I'm saying? On who and what I am and what we are, period. And as well as helping people to come to this overstanding.
Well, the main things you need to know, if somebody trying to get you to do paperwork, they're a slave catcher. If somebody trying to get you to take a shot, they're a slave catcher.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that shit. I ain't fucking with that.
I'm just giving you the guidelines so you'll know what you're dealing with.
Right.
The chief, Malik Angel Bey, Red Lodge, he is the one that all Moors should be under. So when you saying free Larry Hoover, you also saying free Chief Malik Angel Bey. He is the highest member ranked on the land on the Red Lodge, which automatically takes control of the Moorish Science Temple, which falls under the Red Lodge. As we reclaim our shit, he claimed the temple. He claimed the temple because he got what you call the de jure right on the land to govern over the affairs of the temple.
Okay.
Right. So they needed him out of the way. Right. So if you say you from Chicago?
Yeah.
So if you know any P stones, tell them to teach you about Malik Angel Bey so you can have what you need to know.
Yeah, my mom was affiliated with him, but I've been gone away from that for so long. I have no more connections. I mean, I still have some family up there, but I really don't have any connection with anybody up there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been down south for a while.
Well, at this point in time, where we on this Free Larry Hoover campaign, which also includes Chief Malik Angel Bey. It includes all of the political prisoners, and they got a record of all of the ones they took prisoner. It's the size of a phone book.
Get all the leaders out the way. Get all the heads out the way. And them motherfuckers gonna be, we, meaning us, gonna be running around this motherfucker like chickens with their head cut off.
Yep. But once one of us can tell us what's going on, okay, so like Iran-Contra, George Herbert Walker Bush gave 6 pardons out in order to stop the investigation in the biggest drug dealing, drugs for guns, trading with the enemy violation in the history of the country. Everything they accuse our leadership of doing, they was actually doing it in real time.
Real time, that North motherfucker.
Right. So while they calling Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover gangbangers and gang leaders, they the ones leading the gang.
Of course, that's so fucking.
They leading the DEA. They leading the CIA. They leading the FBI. They leading the motherfucking Cointelpro operations on our land. And the Cointelpro operations was specifically designed to take leadership out of our community. Okay. It's their mission statement to stop the rise of any potential messiah who would incite the masses.
Right. That's Hoover.
Right.
And that motherfucking cross-dressing motherfucker was the one who did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
What's that motherfucking name?
They would send guys in to act like they your friend, right? This is how they play us. And they would tell people, you ought to kill that motherfuckers. And as soon as you kill him, he ain't nowhere to be found. He ain't on the case, nothing. He ain't no witness. He just dipped. But you carrying, now you holding the weight. Right? So that's, yeah. They always instigating some shit, but ain't never around when the shit go down.
So are we using that term right, Moor? Or whether it be Aboriginal?
All them European words.
All that shit.
Yeah. Right now we speaking English, so we using English terminologies to try to just find something that was here before English.
Big.
So the closest thing is just to say sovereign and tribal.
Big.
You know? And when we get done getting them off the land, you're gonna automatically know where to go to tribe up.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're gonna automatically know where to go to tribe up. It's gonna be simple.
This shit, I mean, you could without a doubt, if you got any motherfucking inkling of it, of any kind of motherfucking intelligence, if the spirit done woke you up, you see what the fuck going on. You know this shit over with. And we just dealing with remnants and shit of the fall.
Yep. You're exactly right. All this is just the leftovers. We just trying to clean it up now.
Man, I'm so motherfucking ready for this shit to be over with, cause I got children. They grown, but I got children. And I got to make sure that they know what to do as they come on up of age, cause you know what I'm saying? And what about all the other babies? Now, meaning like the neophytes that are coming up right now, they got to know what to do. We got to have some OGs out here, like yourself and me, to guide that introduction that they're coming in.
Yep, I'd say it all the time. We the elders now.
That's it. And shit, it ain't many of us left. You feel me? They got our folks so caught up with this fucking bullshit that's going on, with this low frequency that's on the planet, fucking them off with this bullshit mumble rap that they looking at and these bullshit ass programs on television. There's a food fucked up. So what? No leaders are coming up. They're not being born. They're not coming to the camp to be trained.
Well, you got to look at our condition, right? Every time a leader come up in our community, what happened to him? He either disgraced or murdered or locked up.
Yeah.
Right.
They fall for the hokey doke, get caught up, become a fucking plant or whatever because of greed, because of selfish human desires, or they get knocked out because they can't turn them that way.
Certain one of us can't sell out if we want to. It's just not in us.
It ain't in me.
We can't even fake it good.
You hear me? What the fuck? So yeah, on this and what's so cold about it, that you're old soul. You know that you OG. You're original God. Because that shit, that you've been dealing with that shit when you was 6, 5 years old. You knew you was different. You knew. I'm not like this shit. I always been the motherfucking cast out, the black sheep or whatever however you want to put it. Nigga, I don't want to go over there and do this, what you doing. Come over here and do this, what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So as you come, you know, as I came up through life, Spirit constantly talking to me. Answer constantly talking to me, telling me to do this, do that. You start reading and study. Lock yourself off from all the clubs and groups and organizations that you fuck with. And you buckle down, you start studying. But I'm still don't have it all together. So when I ran into you, I was like, damn, I know cuz from somewhere, man. It's like your face just looks so fucking familiar.
That's because we probably was somewhere in the ayahuasca ceremony 500 years ago talking about how we were going to come back and fight these motherfuckers and get them off our land.
Shit, that sound about right to me. Sound about right to me, homie. You know? So I want you to keep up with me, man. I'm going to keep up with you because I'm going to be DMing you, asking you questions, and you feel me? And then look, the best thing about it, whoever out there in that live, whoever out there in that audience, they being touched by the same energy.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
It's an undeniable force.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, man, the people who are out there right now, you got to understand and know, don't fuck with this shit. Don't play with it. Be serious about it. Get down on your studies. Don't feel rushed because you think you need to know this, and this. Take your fucking time. Action it shall be given.
Yeah. My mama told me, my mama used to tell me all the time, the race don't always go to the swift. Most of the time it go to the slow and steady.
Then they put that shit in the Bugs Bunny cartoon. Bugs Bunny wasn't just funny. They were letting you know.
Yep. Comedy,
Big,
butt dancing. Yeah.
Big, bro. Big.
Yeah.
Big it.
It was good connecting with you. I'm about to wrap this one up and see what my information got coming in for the day.
Big, man. So let's like I said, keep up with each other, and I appreciate you for what you're doing, homie, and let's keep going, baby.
No, ain't no stop, ain't no quit, ain't no retreat, and ain't no surrender.
Big.
Yeah. All right, I'm catch up with you a little later.
Okay,
go through my questions and make sure I ain't got no questions before I log out.
Peace.
All right. Black Nova Scotia, people of the land. Nova Scotia is in Canada. And it was a settlement that was given to Queen Scotta's sister, Scotia. And that's the why it's called Nova Scotia, mean New Scotia. And that's the Irish settlement of Irishmen that look this color. But as you seen when we was listening in the beginning to Joseph Sinkyu from the Symbionese Liberation Army, the Irish is over their head with us in this shit, on the same level we in on this shit. Fighting the same motherfuckers we fighting over here, they was fighting over there with the Irish Republic Army, right? So the war was global. It was in Africa. We had Kenya, they had the Mau Mau Rebellion. South Africa, we know about the African National Congress. We know about the Pan-African Congress. This was Stephen Biko and Nelson Mandela. And Winnie Mandela was the heartbeat of the South African Revolution. And the Winnie Mandela effect is it's a queen flip a queen scenario on two queens knocking across the water. So when she met Khadija Muhammad, she gave her the keys to her kingdom to hold for her until the time when they was reclaimed the matriarchy. So now you see the Mandela effect about to take place. When we raise the matriarchy here, it automatically raises it in South Africa, which affects the whole continent. We banded forces to fight these motherfuckers, and now they being rooted out at the root. So these motherfuckers can't come back no more, right? So the conversation is critical, but we got to know who we are, and we have to stand up for our leaders if we want our leaders to stand up for us. It's a symbiotic relationship, just like the SLA was a Symbionese Liberation Army based off symbiotic relationship. Two things working together to make sure that each one of the other things survive, right? So I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope y'all got some information y'all could use. We was cashing receipts today. So we're going to see what it do from here. We keep pushing the agenda. Free Larry Hoover is the battle cry. And with Larry Hoover comes all our political prisoners that was leaders in our community. Assata Shakur come home. We get to secure our children from the sex trafficking and the child pedophiles. We get to secure all of these things under standing up for the Larry Hoover battle cry. So this is where we at. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that for today, and I'm gonna see what Big Mama give me to do after this. And it's peace out from here, fam. So Lamar Donahue, see if he can come in. Okay, let me see.
How you doing, Rob? Appreciate you, God. Letting
What's
me in,
going
man.
on with you, guy, buddy?
Yeah, I appreciate that follow too. I'm 21, and I'm connected to a lot of the Oklahoma tribes, to the Creek, Chickasaw, and the Choctaw. My great grandfather actually came out of Ohio, so I wanted you to help me. Can you point me in the direction exactly how to connect to my family? Also, I like what you said, how we have our own weapons that maybe our blood has been poured into.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm really just trying to find better ways to connect. I've been soaking in all this information, you know, dreams get more
So let me answer the first part. And you already mentioned you tied to the Oklahoma, to the Cree, to the Choctaw, Chickasaw, right? Study them, and the more you learn about the tribe, the more it activates your DNA, and it's gonna call in your tribes. People gonna start showing up with pieces to the puzzle. So when you already know where the bloodline at, that's what you study. The more you study it, and the more knowledge you become of the bloodline, the tribal traditions, customs, then you start calling in the ethers, in the spirit realm, the rest of the tribe together. Right? So all of those tribes
start together.
all of those tribes sent soldiers to fight in the Seminole Wars. Every tribe that's how they was able to say that our land was abandoned. Because we all went from west to east, southeast to Florida to fight Seminole Wars. Right? And we was leaving our family.
Yep.
Alabama, Mississippi, and New Orleans into Texas. Right? Now
Yeah.
that we starting to wake up from the slumber, we had to start studying the tribe that our ancestors said we was from. But some of us didn't tell us where we was from. Some of them just said we Indian, or we got Indian in our blood, like that, because they don't want us to get murdered for trying to reclaim the land without knowing exactly what's taking place, because the enemy look just like us, but they ain't us.
Exactly. Yeah. I was who, and we just got in that bit. Another one of them online fighting arguments.
Who?
And then that led me to this live right here, and it exposed some more things for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the starter kit to activate more of your DNA on your tribe. Study the tribal customs and traditions, rituals, and all that stuff that you can get your hands on. And it's more of it written than you could possibly imagine. Right? But when you reviewing it, you have to go through your own filtration process, asking yourself all the time, is this how my people move? Then you think about your family, how your family move. Right? So now you matching the old up to the new. It's certain parts of our culture that they can't erase because of who we are.
Exactly.
A lot of it is our musical prowess and our propensity for dance. You know, so that's just the starter kit.
All right, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just a starter kit. All right.
Yeah. So
yeah, I've been taking my talkie. Right,
I'm gonna take another call. Yeah, so I don't have that much time on this one because I got something else to do shortly.
All right. I appreciate you, God.
All right.
Free.
See if they let her in. Okay. See if they let her in. Apparently Instagram don't like me bringing.
Peace and unity. How are you?
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing great. I'm having like a fantastic day, week.
That's always good to see.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, but that's awesome. How are you?
I'm good. So what's going on with you?
Shoot. Like on the real, or just like surface level conversation type stuff?
Wherever you want to go with it.
All right, cool. So like on the real, me and my friends, bruh, y'all always want to do this to me. Y'all always want to do that to me. Talk about, hold on a second. Nah, they said she about high. I'm not, bro, what? But no, I appreciate you. Ellie always has the cutest hairstyles. Thank you. But me and my friends have been on like very, very deep meditation and rituals and stuff like that. So literally whatever we're talking about and doing is manifesting darn near instantly. Literally today, we were figuring out a situation. We had a dilemma. So we were like, okay, let's hit this meditation. We have specific intentions that we've already charged a lot of energy behind. We've used them consistently. So we use the meditation. Situation gets cleared up within minutes. And it's been like that for really months now.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that's coming in with the new energy is the accelerated manifestation of desires. You know, and if you're doing the rituals right, they have to manifest. You know, And when I say doing the rituals, right, some people be like, you can't get nobody no rules. It's not rules. It's just the way that it work.
Right.
And they think it's a rule because if you do it the way that it work, they want to take process out of the process. You can't remove the process, right?
Exactly.
And the bigger the thing is, the longer it takes to manifest.
That's very true. Because it's like the minor situations, it like you said, like the minor situations, you just boop, they go away. Or minor manifested. Literally, I had manifested probably $250, almost $300 in the past week and a half. So after changing my mindset and realizing, like with my affirmations, right? With my affirmations, I had to make this a goal daily so that this is no longer like a big number to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so once I did that mentally and understood it to the fullest, is just manifestations happening immediately. So, you know, that's been
50% of manifestation is writing it down.
Okay.
That's half of it. That's half of it there, because what you did is you took it from the mental and brought it into 3D.
Great.
See, so now you got a jump start. That's like you get a motorcycle and you got to prime the engine because it's been in the garage. You got to get the gas going through the gas line first, right? So that's where writing it down is the primer to get it to flowing into the reality. Okay. Because you already created in the mental world. Because in order for you to write it down, you had to see it mentally.
Yes.
Right. Now, once you see it mentally, then you put it on paper. The next thing it is left, there's nothing left but to see it physically. Right.
Exactly. And like the other amount, like, because what I do is for my rituals, I have checks that I write, and then, you know, I put the amount on it, then I burn it. So this is one of the check amounts. What? Do they got it paused for y'all? Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. They had it paused for me. And then the amounts just go higher and higher. So 15. Then we got 150. And these are for my friends. One is 175,000. And then the other one is 101,500. And so literally it's like, it's not just me doing it just to do it. It's sincerely, like, I do it for my friends. I do it for my YouTube subscribers. So I call my YouTube subscribers Rainicorns. So I have written, literally my subscribers, I've written Rainicorns 2 checks so far. And literally I did it. I didn't like do a whole video and be like, hey, you guys, I'm going to do this. It was like, hey guys, I did this thing. How are y'all feeling? Did you feel the results from it? And literally I had the check written and dated April 18th. And a whole bunch on the video commented and said, I actually did get money on April 18th. Yeah, I did get money and stuff like that. With all that going on, I'm just that, you know, my life's going well, and I'm making things better for other people too, and that everybody like around me has a great life. Like, I'm genuinely happy about that.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's that mother energy. Because you want all of your kids. You want all your children to have a good life. You don't want one of them to have a good life and the other one to have a bad life.
Right.
Right? You want all of them to have a good life. Now, some of them might be some assholes. They steal your babies, and you still want them to have a good life.
Hey, that's true. No, that's true. Like, literally, like you said with the child analogy, it's like that with people in general.
Music.
Yes. Okay.
White supremacy is codified and called the protocols of the wise men or the learned elders of Zion. And the rollout to it is the morals and dogma of Albert Pike. The battleground is the corporation known as the United States, the interim government for the last hurrah of the Great War.
Which is the Great War, which is
the 6,000-year reign of the people that was antithesis to Earth, the inverted people from the mirror universe.
So even when we the fifth root race they say is the Aryans. So even the Aryans, original Aryans, were melanated people then.
They still is. The original Aryans, they called them the Untouchables of India. They call them Dravidians. They look like the Jackson 5s from the early 70s. They whole bloodline. Some of them got wavy hair and they dark. Some of them darker than us. Rich, make me and you look light skinned.
Oh man, this is some. All right, so another term. You seen the video with Noble Ample, and he mentioned Abraham Lincoln. Now, people said he was a Melungian. That's not a term we hear about anymore. What are Melungians, Rod Hayes? And who were the Melungians?
See, there's so many different names. Yeah. It's hard to keep up with them. That one is not one we use a lot. Yeah, see, those was just another name for mixed people. People that come from a diversified genetic stock. It's like calling them a mutt.
Mulatto, like okay. The current term for that would be mulatto.
No, mulatto, you can be 50%, and you can look heavily melanated or lightly melanated and be a mulatto.
Right.
That means you have 50%. Right, to be a quadroon, meaning you 1/4. To be an octoroon, meaning you 1/8. But remember, the doctrine is 1 drop of blood. Right. So even if you 1/8, you still could classify as so-called black.
Yeah, you mentioned Elvis some earlier. Somebody said Elvis was Melungian. Would you classify him as Melungian, Elvis?
He would easily fall in it. That was the name given to the people that mixed in the Appalachians region.
Right. Indeed. Yeah, this is wow. I'm glad having this conversation with you. Let me ask you, in terms of the when I think you called it the flash flood, or when the ice age.
Yeah, that was after the war. That was the nuclear winter after the last Anunnaki Great Holocaust War.
Okay, a time frame. We're looking at 10,000 years. 10,000 years ago, Rod.
Yeah, you can just look up the beginning of the last ice age to give you the time frame.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, so it lasted from about 115,000 to 11,700 years ago.
Damn, the ice age was that long, right?
Yeah.
So what the hell was going on the planet? If there's a whole ice age for 100,000 years, what's happening on the planet at that time?
It was a nuclear winter.
A nuclear winter. And okay, so this nuclear winter was caused by the Anunnaki.
It was caused by the last Anunnaki's war, what they call the Great Holocaust, also known as the Vimanis War. The Vimanis Sutras write about it. Those were the Aryan races in India who was writing about it back then, and they left the text to tell some of the story, but it was more than them that tell the story.
Damn.
They only give you bits and pieces, like in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah. They don't tell you that was a nuclear disaster.
Sodom and wow.
Then you got the remnants of nuclear war all over Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
You know, in the pyramid complex, the Mediterranean is filling in a crater from a bomb. Mount Vesuvius was blown because the crater began to leak into the inner earth, so they had to patch it with the lava from Mount Vesuvius. Then you had the Gulf of America, formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico, is a crater. That's not even a secret. They already know that's part of regular science. Meteor struck where the Mediterranean is, and what meteors? Those was atomic bombs.
Who was the Anunnaki beefing with at the
They
time?
fighting each other. They was having sibling rivalries in a fight for dominance within an internal family, and they used people like chess pieces to play the war out in the open, in the general population. So you got them controlling the war by nobody not knowing that the war is taking place. But the ultimate end game is to wake up from the slumber of the Piscean age in the artificially induced nuclear winter